Thoughtless Entertainment presents Bandcamp Fridays, weekly album reviews.
Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome to Bandcamp Fridays, where every week I listen to a few albums and I tell you what I think about them. This week we're going to start it off with another older band, Incantation. Unholy Deification came out in August of 2023. They hail from Johnstown, Pennsylvania, and are out on Relapse Records. Death metal icons Incantation prepare the masses for their new album, Unholy Deification, via Relapse Records. Edified over 3+ decades of experience, Unholy Deification is the group's 13th full-length album. Validated by peers, seasoned and new, Incantation are more vital than ever. The lineup featuring founding member, guitarist, vocalist John McEntee, drummer Kyle Severn, bassist Chuck Sherwood, and guitarist Luke Shively displays death metal know-how and the power of determination. I would describe this album as daring, melodic, and brutal. The opening track, Offerings, The Swarm 4, gets moving pretty quickly, showing a variety of down-tuned riffs from fast and precise to a more laid-back chord progression and some cool leads, deep gutturals, and a cool melodic ending. The production of the album, as the guitars sound amazing, the squeals are nice and thick, the kick drum is relentless, and the snare sits well in the mix with a heavy low end, and the cymbals are well balanced and clean. The highlights of the album, Concordat, the Pact one, starts off where the previous song left off with melodies reminiscent of death, with a barrage of blast beats and mid-tempo riffs. Guitar playing right hand has machine-like precision, while the left is all over the place. They have a wide assortment of riffs, from fast and brutal to slow and sludgy, thrashy and melodic. Homunculus slows it way down and gets nice and dark with really cool sounding midsection. The bass guitar stands out and convulse and sounds amazing. This reminds me of a heavier version of Death. I give this album an 8. Lots of killer riffage and drumming, but it gets a little bit redundant by the end of the album. Next up we have Hecante Enthroned, Virulent Rapture. Came out in September of 2020 and hail from Liverpool, England. No bio. I would describe this album as epic, adventurous, and brilliant thrash and black metal. The opening track, Thrones of Shadow, opens up with some eerie horror movie sound effects before hitting you with a thrash riff and guttural growls. The vocalist has some killer lows and some sick highs. The keyboards fill out the space nice while leaving room for the guitars to dominate when they do. The production of the album is much more thrash or death metal production as opposed to the black metal production. Nice tight low end, and the guitars sound amazing without too much high end, leaving lots of room for the keyboards. The drums pack a punch with the beefy snare and solid kick drum. The cymbals can be a little bright at times, but otherwise sound good. The drummer has some great grooves at times. On the third song, Abysmal March, is another horror-themed intro before unleashing the scream of their victims. I love how the vocalist uses multiple voices. It adds a lot of dimension to the songs. The intro to Plagued by Black Death sounds epic with a scream that sounds like he's releasing Black Death back into the world. Virulent Rapture opens up with a slap in the face, with one of the heaviest parts on the album so far, leaning more into the death metal realm. This album keeps getting better and better, and I hope they maintain the course. Oh wow, They bring it down mid-song to a nice drum groove and some operatic vocals, leading to a headbanger moment, and then back into the assault of heaviness. Fucking brilliant. Then they transition into life very smoothly. Of Witchery and the Blood Moon opens with its first proper acoustic section before heading back to its epic auditory assault. The riff around 250 is a sick riff. Immateria is a completely acoustic instrumental and features some beautiful guitar playing. Reminds me of Dimmu Borgir, but more thrashy, and I think the vocalist reminds me of the Duskfall. I give this album my very first 10. It's got twists and turns, and it keeps pulling me in song after song, whereas a lot of albums start to dwindle down towards the end. It has a great sequence of songs, which may be the most important factor in a great album. And there you have it. My first 10. This fucking album was great. I really enjoyed it. Now we've got Obscene, Agony and Wounds. Came out in July of 2024, and they hail from Indianapolis, Indiana, and they are on Nameless Grave Records. After traversing from the Dead Horizon to Dead Horizon, touring the United States with groups such as Morta Scold, Molder, and Reburied, Nameless Grave Records beckons the Hosier Hellions for Obscene's third crime against humanity, Agony and Wounds, with 11 offenses raining plague and pestilence upon all in its path. This is Obscene's opus. Agony and Wounds is their densest, lengthiest, most challenging, and most rewarding album to date, showcasing not only the band's years of constant hard work in Obscene, but also their growth as musicians playing in other bands such as Mother of Graves, Acheron, and Summon the Destroyer. So, you're going to find out right now if that is an accurate statement. I would describe this album as relentlessly chaotic. The opening track, The Cloverfield Panopticon, starts off with an explosion of fast and heavy guitars and blast beats and is relentless through the 3-minute opener. Production quality features heavy and distorted scoop mids. The vocals sit back in the mix and the snare doesn't stand out much at all. The solos are good and could be brought forward in the mix a lot more. Highlights of this album on Watch Me When I Kill It is another short and sweet punishment on the eardrums with a riff reminiscent of Cannibal Corpse. Breathe the Decay changes it up a little bit with the midsection of the song, some whammy bar dives, and a shredding solo. In Death's Denial, I feel like the drums don't really serve the riffs and can be a bit too chaotic for what the riff needs. Ocean's Rot has a really cool riff. Can't really find anybody that I could think that they reminded me of specifically. I give this album a 6. The riffs were okay, the songs were okay, nothing great, nothing shining out in my opinion. But why don't you check it out and let me know what you think for yourself. Catch you next time.